What is the benefit of doing grad school right after undergrad? Not much, but I'm going to answer your question by going over the pros and the cons. For context, I pursued a research-based master's program right after undergrad, and in Canada, graduate students are provided a stipend that covers tuition and living costs. The first pro is that if there's ever a time to be making this little money, the earlier the better. Even with scholarships and bursaries, you barely break even as a graduate student. Being a 22-year-old broke person, the benefit of not having gone into industry before doing grad school is that there's less financial sacrifices. Think about it. If you're making six figures as a software engineer, you will have to make lifestyle changes, financial deficit to account for. The second pro is career advancement. As a young graduate student, a lot of well-seasoned academics will be impressed with you. And since the nature of academia is already collaborative, you're going to be surrounded by a lot of people that want to mentor you, want to sponsor you. And if you play your cards right, you will fast track your professional and self-development because of the rooms that you're in. Now, I still don't recommend going to grad school right after undergrad. The main reason is that lack of experience will show and will impact your graduate studies. When I compare my experience to people who came in with 2-3 years of industry experience, I look back and I think, I should have done that too. Grad school is a training environment. So if you come into it not really knowing what your skills are, what expertise you need, what your interests are, you will spend a good majority of that time in grad school figuring it out. Now, that doesn't sound inherently bad, but I don't think grad school is the place to learn that. The academic environment is just not conducive to figuring it out. And it's expensive. Like, I would recommend you work a job, figure it out while getting paid a decent amount of money, and then coming into grad school more directed, more focused, and more purposeful. It took me 3 years to complete my master's, and that's because the first year essentially was a trial period. I did not know what I was doing. I was being pulled in different directions from professors that saw me as someone they could mold into whatever they wanted me to do. That's the main problem with going into grad school with no self-direction nor command of where you want to go. My recommendation is actually finish undergrad, work for a little bit, and then pursue your graduate studies. You will get that much more out of your graduate school experience than if you just rush into it. Now remember, undergrad and grad school are very different operating fields. They are not comparable, especially if you're going into research. Now, I don't regret it, and I probably would do things the same because I got a scholarship that quite literally changed my life. But if you can, get some real world experience before committing to academia. That's my take. I'd love to hear from other academics or industry folks. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below.